Hello there, friends, and welcome back to A Game in No Halves. I'm Miles. To my left is my dad, Bob. Hello, Bob.
Hello.
Hello. It's a new week, a new podcast. And for those of you not watching, we are sat at a desk, Bob. This is very formal.
This is our new news desk.
I know. We're presenting the North London news as it comes in. So for those of you joining us for the first time, this is a podcast called A Game in No Halves, where I explore the crazy world that my dad has invented of a fictitious football team called North London that exists in your head, but in front of us, as you might be able to hear on the desk, Bob has played games with this team with a foam football around the house and kept up records and goals and scorers and league tables and everything for about 35 years.
Yes.
And if any of you have listened to My Dad Wrote a Porno before, a brilliant podcast series, this is a little bit like that in that I'm just exploring this absolutely wild world that you've invented for yourself, Bob. But things are going well in the North London universe as it stands.
We're doing well this season and we've done well through the years. It remains to be seen how well we do in the featured season because we've been working through the seasons, haven't we, Miles?
Every episode we go back to, we sort of started in about the year 2000, didn't we? And we've been going through the North London history season by season, where we currently now are in season 2008 to 2009, prime Barclays era around this time.
Absolutely.
However, at the end of last episode, we found out that North London didn't win the Premier League. And didn't win the Champions League.
No, it was a trophyless season last season, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe you won the Carabao Cup or something like that. But
nothing
even so,
significant.
It's not what you'd expect from a North London team. It is this era.
No, it isn't. So we want to put things right.
We do.
This season. So we're starting off with a very strongly determined feeling that we want to do well.
I know. It's a rare occasion when North London don't win one of the big competitions, isn't it? So we're coming off the back of that. Otherwise, Bob, in your life, how have you been this past week?
Everything's been good. I mean, it's been not just good, it's been unbelievable.
Well, you've celebrated your birthday, first of all.
Yep.
Right. And 25 years of presenting the country show on Radio 2.
Yeah, we had a major party at Radio 2 on Thursday evening on the 11th, which was my birthday, and the week of the 25th anniversary, and the Director General of the BBC, Tim Davie, popped in to see me, no less.
Wow.
Helen Thomas, the controller of Radio 2. Trevor Nelson was with us partying as well.
Probably gloating about fucking Chelsea being there.
Yeah, he was. The Shires presented me with the most incredible cake. Actually, we should have it sitting there, Miles.
Although it was mostly been eaten by now, hasn't it?
It has, most of it's been eaten. But it was a cowboy hat and a rope and a 25th anniversary star, like the Lone Star State. And it tasted delicious.
Very
James, you are a genius.
Talk me through the flavours. What was going on?
Oh, well, it was 6 layered sponges.
Jesus.
Or, a thing of 6 with sponge cream jam, sponge cream jam. I mean,
sinker.
Just so delicious. So every now and again, I'll just have a cup of tea and enjoy a bit of my cake. Mm-hmm. So, and
dunking the cake in the tea, I imagine, with you as well, Bob?
With a fork. Yes. One of my favourite things.
With a fork? I know you've become slightly more cultured.
Just getting off the froth of the cappuccino on a piece of cake is lovely. And yesterday, Miles, as in Sunday, because we're recording this on the Monday, I went to see the Fast Show at the Adelphi Theatre on the Strand, which is a present to me from my daughter Emily, because her husband works with John Thompson. And so I got a shout out from the stage because, of course, I'm one of several influences
Influencers or influences?
Bit of both, really, into the makeup of the Jazzman.
Yeah.
Because all that sort of stuff where he goes, great.
That's you, is it?
And nice. Yeah, that's my contribution to British culture.
There you go. That's the soul thing. Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. Oh, very fun. Well, yeah, so I've been off gallivanting around. Yesterday I was shooting for the Women's FA Cup at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Tottenham versus Leicester. And I was saying a couple of episodes ago, Bob, how every team I've shot has not lost yet.
Yes.
The streak continues because Tottenham came back from 1-0 down, as we were shooting at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It was their home ground, and they won 2-1. So I'm just saying, guys.
I know this.
I'm just saying. Any sports team out there that wants to win a game, just come and hire me to photograph for you, and you're good to go.
This is the best CV entry ever, isn't it?
It's a very good game, actually. In fact, actually, as things stand, I am waiting for the results to come as a download right now. Haven't come through yet. I've got my laptop in front of me today. I've also been in Austria, where I was being an influencer for the week, Bob.
I know.
With some very cool people and taking some photos. I've been at a festival. In fact, I'm wearing the shirt right now. I've been at a festival called Snow Bombing.
I love that shirt. They gave me this. Oh my God, that's fabulous.
Snow bombing football shirt made by.
Did you bring one home for your dad?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. No. But it's been great fun. We've been, in Austria for the week. I was there as part of a sort of press trip of influencers.
So that's is that your...
Oh, I've still got my press band on. I need to take this off, actually, yeah.
But that's cool, though, isn't it? Because you've got a...
Yeah, you could top up... You use your wristband to top up your... funds for the week, and you could pay at the bars for drinks and stuff. There's still some money on there, actually, so I'm not sure I'm going to get that off. Anyway, but it was really fun.
That's amazing.
With quite a few cool YouTubers. He's into his football as well. He's a sports West Ham called Jack Mate, who I was a big fan of. It turns out he's the loveliest guy ever. So that was really nice. Him and his girlfriend Fee. Also, for OG watchers of Soccer AM, Robbie Knox joined the trip, and he used to be on Soccer AM back in the day when it was Tim Lovejoy and Helen Chamberlain.
Okay.
Remember that? His character, I think he played, it was called Tramp or something like that.
Right.
On Soccer. He was there. YouTuber called Bambino Becky.
Okay.
Who's just awesome as well. Oh, did I tell you this, by the way?
Go on.
I was talking to Becky in a bar one night, and we were just talking about where we come from or whatever. Her family is from Pontardawe.
That's where my dad grew up.
Which is where your dad grew up. And I was like, isn't it? That's a tiny mining town.
Yes.
And so she was from Pontardawe. She's back there this week, hilariously.
That is amazing.
I know.
It's such a small world.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, it really is.
Yeah, it totally is. But so very fun. Lots of drinking, dare I say, lots of partying. Because snowbombing is half sort of ski snowboarding holiday, half like EDM festival. So you'll go up on the mountains, you like snowboard down halfway, and then there'll be a random like reggae shack with Fatboy Slim doing a DJ set and everyone getting pissed, and then snowboarding back down the rest of the mountain to the town of Meyerhofen, which is where it took place.
Right. And you were saying that it was hot.
It was boiling. It was like 25.
Yeah.
But it was hot on the mountain as well. Like, it was surrounded by snow, but I had to put like factor 70 on about 4 times an hour to make sure my ginger skin didn't get burnt.
Well, you have caught the sun.
I know. Well, I don't think I feel like I haven't really got burnt, so
no.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Which is good. But yeah, great fun. Highly recommend going if anybody's listening.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good fun.
And another massive thing I did this week, I bought a new lawnmower.
Well, that surpasses everything else, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? It's preparing the pitch.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I know. We'll definitely have to do some podcasts from out in the garden. That'll be fun.
Well, you've got to post it because you've been promising.
No, we will have done by the time that this goes out. So give us some goal recreations that we need to do. Speaking of goals, by the way. So I was playing this game. So a friend of mine, a wicked drummer, by the way, who's on TikTok. His name's Sam Arrow. He was out in Meyerhofen, and we were playing this game that me and a couple of mates, my friends Simon and Cameron, Simon Astor of North London fame, by the way.
Okay.
Sort of founded on a night out in Wantage a few years ago, which is, and I'm going to bring this to the literal table we're sat at now, Bob, because I feel like we should bring some friendly competitiveness to the podcast, all right?
Yeah, go on.
So we play this game where we take turns naming totally random player that's played in the Premier League at some point. Okay.
Yeah.
We then have to both guess exactly how many goals just in the Premier League that player has scored.
Okay.
Whoever's the closest gets a point.
Yes.
If you get it bang on, you get 3 points.
Okay.
All right. So I thought maybe throughout the episode we could do a few of these like goal guessing games. You can play along at home as well if you want to. So tell you what, Bob, when you start us off, give us a Premier League player from the, I don't know, last 20 or 30 years, and we've got to guess how many Premier League goals they've scored.
Nicholas Anelka.
Anelka, that's a good one. Okay. Anelka. Okay. Bob's going to write this down.
Yeah.
All right. I've got my laptop in front of me where I'm going to...
And this is Liverpool and Chelsea.
City, Bolton, Arsenal.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
A lot of teams he played for.
Yes, he did.
In fact, he held the record at one point for being having the highest combined transfer fee of all time, right? From
yes, he did,
all
didn't
the
he?
different teams. Yeah. I think the current holder of that record is either Lukaku or Alvaro Morata. That's another quiz question we can try and find out about.
Yeah.
Go on then. How many goals do you reckon Anelka scored in the Premier League?
How many times did he play? I'm going to go for 165.
Yeah. My thinking was whether he's cracked the the 100 club, but I think he must have done. I don't reckon he got as high as 165.
Okay.
I'm going to say, I don't know. He played for a long time, didn't he?
He did. Yeah. And he had a couple of very prolific seasons.
Yeah. I mean, when he first broke through at Arsenal, he was mega. That was kind of around the same time as the United treble winning team. He sort of broke into the team.
Yeah.
I'm going to go...
I'm looking at it now and think that's probably a bit over-optimistic, but I'm going to stick with it.
Okay, I'm going to go 127 for me.
127. Okay.
Ready? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Nicholas Anelka.
Okay.
Ready, Bob?
Yeah, go on.
Nicholas Anelka scored 125.
Oh, you're almost spot on.
2 off.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, okay.
So you got 1 point.
So I call that, so that's 1-0 to me.
1-0 to you. Okay.
All right. We'll do another one at some point later in the show. So keep listening and we'll do that.
Yeah.
Nicholas, good shout though for the first one, Bob. 125. So actually he played 364 games, 125 goals, 48 assists.
Okay.
In the Premier League. Of course, he was at West Brom towards the end of his career. Do you remember that?
Was he?
Scored 2 goals in 12 appearances for them.
I don't remember him at West Brom, I must be honest.
His most prolific season, he never scored 20 goals in the Premier League in a season. He got 19 for Chelsea in 2008. 2009, which is the exact season we're going into the North London. Bob. What a good segue that was.
Wow.
Eh? All right. So, going into the North London universe now.
Yes.
Obviously, trying to come back from not winning the Premier League and losing out in the Champions League final to Manchester United.
And just to restate how these stats had come by, so this is my foam football.
Yeah.
This is the match ball.
I know, so Bob, for those just listening, he's holding up a kind of moth-bitten old, like size 1 yellow foam football.
Well, now that my 2 cats have passed away.
Yes.
This is a woe is Bob story. Mice are coming back into the kitchen. I heard a bit of a scrabble in the cereal cupboard.
Oh no, Bob.
And I opened the cereal cupboard door and there was this little face looking at me like this. Previous foam footballs have been eaten away by the mice that I had in the house prior to the cats. And so I'd occasionally be playing with a ball that wasn't completely spherical. That was really a skill test.
Yeah, it's like playing with a rugby ball.
Yeah, but this one has seen through many years. So this is my actual match ball. And then I'd be kicking around as in creating a proper match in my head, passing to players, using the walls, using the surfaces, the radiators, and back into the kitchen, going back into defense. And I'd have a piece of paper on the kitchen table and I'd be jotting down all the information about this match. So who scored, when they scored, and making little summaries of the run of play. And then I'd take all that over to the studio and translate it into the stats
that we have before us today. I know. And yeah, if you're thinking this guy's insane, you are correct.
Yes.
Anyway, and so the squad.
Well, no, but I mean, well, I say yes.
Yeah.
But actually, I think that this is, honestly, this is the greatest therapy in the world.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, it's just like, I mean, I say that often playing Football Manager can put me into therapy because of how fucking annoying it can be sometimes. But you're basically playing Football Manager, but you're actually doing it sort of creatively yourself.
Yes.
And so your squad is made up, in similar ways to Football Manager, of real players, but also players of, like, so I'm in the team, my brothers are in the team, and if we used to play for our school teams, I still play 5-a-side, and if you saw any of our mates that you thought were pretty good, you'd sign them up to the youth academy, some of that regen's coming through. Anyway, talking about the squad, there's quite a big transfer window coming up here, Bob.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of outs from the last season. So both out on a free are Ramelow and Harper. Harper, I think, was a goalie. Right?
Yes, he was.
He played for Newcastle, possibly.
Yes,
and Ramelow was a centre-back, right? Sort of defensive mid.
Yeah, that's right.
Andrea Pirlo's left.
Right.
Rafael Marquez has left.
Right.
Miroslav Klose has left.
Okay.
Mauro Camoranesi's left.
Wow.
And Casaro, who we figured out is actually a morphing of Cassano.
Yes.
Right. Has also left. So there's a lot of outs. Big names going out as well.
Yeah.
Sold for a combined 61.2 million.
And that was then. I mean, the
So
numbers.
2008, yeah.
Yeah, the figures, the money sounds much lower.
It does,
then,
yeah.
doesn't it?
I prefer it though, don't you? I mean, reasonable transfer budgets. Anyway.
I was listening, by the way, I don't know whether you would know this, just as a little sort of passing quiz question.
Okay.
But can you remember the name, or do you know the name of the first ever £1 million footballer?
When you tell me, I'm going to know it.
Shall we leave that hovering for a moment?
Okay,
we'll come back to
it after we figure out how much money you've spent in the transfer window.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so with those player sales and available funds, according to this, your charts here, you had just shy of 100 million to spend in the transfer window.
Right.
So you've got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got rid of 7 players.
Okay.
And you're only bringing in 4. So
see, this was the reaction, wasn't it, to not doing that well last season?
Yeah, you've sold. I mean, I think Miroslav Klose scored some important goals for you, but there it is. Anyway, coming in, Andrei Arshavin has come in,
right?
Which is an interesting signing.
Yes,
for 24.6
must have
million.
beaten Arsenal to him.
It must have been about this sort of time that he signed for them, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe he got there a season before.
Yeah.
Pepe.
Yeah. Oh, Pepe. If you wanted a combative centre back,
he's still playing.
Look no further,
isn't he?
He's playing
like
into his 40s.
41 or 42, and he's still playing for Porto. It's incredible.
Yeah.
He's coming for 27.3 million.
Okay.
Ricardo Quaresma, fellow Portuguese.
Yes.
16.2 mil.
Good player.
Inconsistent.
Yeah.
But good. Absolute don of the Trivela shot, outside the foot shot. You love those.
Yes.
And I've never heard this guy. Daniel Gigax.
Oh, I think it was Gayax actually, but he was
Gygax.
I think he was a Swiss player.
Let's look it up.
Yeah.
Now that we're sat at this desk and I've got my laptop in front of me, I might as well do it.
Yeah.
So, Gigax.
Yeah. I think he was from Switzerland, I seem to remember.
Okay, Daniel Gigax.
Because, I mean, over the years.
Yes,
there he is.
Swiss former footballer. Let's have a look at his Wikipedia. He played as a midfielder. He earned 35 caps for the Swiss national team.
Yes. I just liked him. I just thought he
played most of his career around Switzerland, France, Zurich. Played for Lille for a bit, Metz.
Yeah. I would almost certainly have bought him as a squad player rather than an out-and-out, first team player.
Yeah. So there you are.
I just liked the look of him. I thought he was good.
Fair enough. In terms of his career honours, he won the Swiss Cup in 2004, 2005.
Okay.
And that's it.
Right. Well, until he joined North London.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
I suppose we're about to find out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Anyway, so he played 377 club appearances, 52 goals. Not
so
a bad return.
how old? When was he born?
So he was born in 1981.
So how
old? And this
would
is
he be
2008. I'll let you do the maths there, Bob.
Okay. I didn't put his age down. I must have done. On the front page, the squad page.
Oh, you did. Here we go.
Yeah.
24.
24.
So, you know, it's got the prime of his career to come.
Yeah.
I love that you've even got the ages of the players.
Yeah. How many times did he play that season?
It says here he played 14 in the Prem, so 27 games altogether.
Yeah, you see, good squad player.
Squad player, yeah, that's right. Daniel Giga. Anyway, so you spent a total of 73.9 million in the transfer window, strengthening for the pre-season tournament, the Mediterranean Cup.
The Mediterranean Cup.
In which it's what looks to be a 14 league table, and you just play every team once.
Yes, and this was the Mediterranean Cup.
Yep.
Is held at North London's magnificent training complex in Portugal.
Which doesn't exist in real life, funny enough. It does here. It's in Faro, right?
Yes, just near Faro.
We've established this in previous episodes.
Yeah.
So,
and the thing is, if you haven't heard previous episodes, it's a hotel and an amazing sports complex. It's got a little mini stadium, holds about 21,000. Well, I based the look of the stadium and the feel and everything on an American football stadium that I saw, NFL stadium or student football stadium, college stadium in Nashville, part of the Vanderbilt University. So you've got a little boutique stadium, so you can hold proper practice matches there, which you can allow spectators to come in and watch. So there are certain premium tickets that you can buy, so you can stay at the hotel.
I think this is a great idea. You know?
Part of your stay allows you to watch training and gets you into matches, whatever matches are playing there. And it's a permanent warm weather training facility.
Yep.
So even if you've only got 4 or 5 days, you can fly the team down there, just have a little bit of a chill by the pool, a couple of gentle training games, and then come back refreshed.
I like the sound of it. I do.
It makes sense.
How are you going to vet people that they're not going to be coming and staying at the hotel from rival teams and spying on your training sessions, though?
I hadn't even thought of that,
Ross. There you go.
Well,
sounds like you're going to need some pretty hefty security on the door.
Well, yeah, you would. Yes, I suppose you would. But I actually really, really hadn't thought of that.
There you go. That's where my mind went.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but
tapping the players up.
You only need show whoever's watching what you want them to see.
Yeah,
because you're also doing closed training sessions.
Yeah,
and you have to say that some of the Real Madrids and Barcelonas of this world do this with their fans, don't they? They allow fans access to certain elements of training, and that's what I would be doing. Now you come to mention it.
Okay, fine. So you had thought of it really in a roundabout way. Anyway,
for the last 30 seconds.
Yeah. So Mediterranean Cup. So Valencia, Marseille, and Sporting Lisbon are the 3 teams in your Mediterranean Cup.
Yeah,
you beat Valencia 5-1 in the opening game.
Right.
Easy win. Yep. Marseille 3-2 victory as well.
Yes.
Torres with a double and Royston Drenthe with a goal there. Yep. And then Sporting Lisbon in the final game is a 3-1 win. Arshavin gets 2 goals there.
Okay.
His first for the
club. He was quite good for us to start with.
Well, I guess we'll find that out as the season goes on.
But Drenthe, do you remember him?
Yeah, I think it's
Dutch.
Drenthe, isn't it, technically? But he played for Real Madrid and Everton for a bit, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He was
here we go. How many Premier League goals did Royston Drenthe score? That's good. That's a good one. This is rogue. Okay.
Is this for North London?
No, this is.
Is it for?
No, they're in the real world.
Oh.
So I think I guessed first. I know because you guessed first last time.
Go on then.
He can't have been at Everton for longer than 2 seasons. Maybe it was just 1.
Right.
There's somebody chainsawing outside. I can hear.
That'll be my logs.
Okay.
We had, in the middle of the winter, had trees fall down in the drive. I posted
you were trapped in, weren't you?
Instagram. I was trapped in for 3 days by the trees, and then about a week later was trapped in by the flood.
Yeah, I know. The weather's been mad in the country. Isn't it? Yeah. Right, Royston Drenthe.
Yeah.
I'm saying, this is tough. This is a tough one. 7.
Okay, just out of interest, how many goals did he score for North London
this season? This season. We had last season as well, didn't we? In fact, if I go to, I'll tell you what.
Go to the end and you'll see
Bob also keeps overall scorers records.
Yeah,
so at this point, right, let me just have a look through, see where I can find him.
It'd be quite...
He's not on the first page, which isn't a good sign. And that's like, here we go. Drenthe, 2.
Okay.
So he's got 2 for North London. I mean, that could be...
So what have you just said?
I said 7.
Okay. I'm going to go 5.
5, okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Royston Drenthe, 3 Premier League goals.
So I'm the closest.
so that makes it 1-1.
So that makes it 1-1. 3.
3. He played 21 games, 3 goals, 5 assists. So he must have only been in the Everton team for 1 season, I think.
Yeah.
Although I think he was quite injury prone too.
Yes, he was.
Anyway,
he was for North London actually.
Was he?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll call that 1-1 in the
1-1. Yeah.
So Anelka, I got, and Drenthe, you got. Okay, well, it seems we're being beckoned down the tunnel for a half-time break, Bob. Should we hear from our sponsors?
No, wait, there's probably another minute of extra time to go. There was the injury to David Bennett.
I think maybe we should cut to the break.
Okay, right.
Anyway, so you've topped your Mediterranean Cup group, Bob. You've won the Mediterranean Cup pre-season, which is a great way to start the season off. First fixture of which...
But then, surprisingly, and I don't really know the reason for this, maybe it was because we finished 3rd last season, but we have to take part in the 3rd qualifying round for the Champions League, which happened on the 12th of August. First leg.
Right. So this is in between the Mediterranean Cup and the season starting.
So Standard Liège, we played them away from home. Sam Toklov gets 2 goals and we win 2-0. And then the home leg it was very, very much a sort of second team lineup.
Right.
Drenthe was playing on the left.
Yeah.
And we drew 0-0. So we're through to the group stage.
There you go. Okay, fine. So the Champions League group stage secured before the season starts, which is good. Premier League games then, Bob.
Okay.
Opening game of the season is actually a bit of a damp squib. Well, not a damp squib, but a poor result. Away from home at Bolton. It's a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
Webber in the 33rd minute and an own goal in the 61st. Yeah. You did have 4 injuries for this game, though. Antti Niemi, who I don't remember you having in the team, actually, because he was a keeper, wasn't he? Niemi.
I don't even remember him.
Yeah, apparently he's injured.
Can you look him up?
Niemi, he was a goalkeeper, played for Southampton.
Oh, did he?
And teams like that. Finnish former goalkeeper. Yeah.
What? Do you know, I genuinely do not remember signing
Southampton,
him.
Fulham, and he was on the books at Portsmouth, but never made an appearance. Yeah, he was decent actually. Finnish.
Okay. So again, I must have just signed him as a squad keeper.
Yeah. I haven't been mentioned, but also you're without Ribery, Kaká, and David Villa at the start of the season, so you're missing some big names here. You follow that up with a very hard-fought 3-2 win against Aston Villa at home. Webber with another goal, Jamie Harris, my older brother, with a goal, and Arshavin with his first in competitive football with a free kick in the 88th minute.
Wow, to
wins
win it.
the game.
Yeah.
So actually, right now, you're without a first choice striker because you're playing a 4-2-3-1 formation, and Toglov is the lone striker at the moment, who is obviously, he's an academy graduate.
Yes.
So young, but he's getting the goals.
Yeah.
Scored, well, actually, no, I say that. He hasn't scored. So Webber's the one who's getting the goals. And then again, Webber gets a goal in a 1-0 away win at Middlesbrough.
Okay.
So it means after 3 games, you're in second, tied with Chelsea, both on 7 points.
Now, looking at it, look at this. The table that I've reproduced goes right down to 9th.
Yeah, because that's where Man United started.
I always include Man United wherever they are.
Yeah.
So,
recent years must not have been very fun.
No.
Going all that way down.
Well, I put a line now, and there's United somewhere. Yeah.
Outside the top 6.
Yeah, because I normally only reproduce the top 6. Otherwise, it takes. I mean, it's so time consuming doing this.
So in this season,
because I don't have a computer program for it. I wish I did.
I know. I can't believe you don't. You don't use Excel. You're just literally typing out on Word. Anyway, so 0-0 then against Everton at home.
Okay.
3-1 win against Liverpool away. That's a massive result, isn't it? Anfield. Yeah. David Villa's back in the team. He gets 2, and Webber gets himself another goal. He started the season in amazing form. Webber, who looks to be a defensive midfielder. He plays in a 2.
But you see, what I love doing is using defenders to attack, because it's so unexpected.
Yeah.
This is where Freddie Haynes came in. Because attacking
Freddie Haynes,
from centre back.
Freddie Haynes is another academy graduate, somebody that we went to primary school with and haven't seen in about 25 years, but he's a North London legend.
Yes, he is.
And he's in the team now. So actually the starting lineup, it changes quite a lot this season so far. So,
but that back four, let me have a look.
So you've got Bedwell, Andrade, Haynes and Drenthe with the back four then.
No, that's not the regular
second
back
string,
four,
isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's a 1-1 draw at home against Chelsea in the next game. David Villa with the goal.
Okay.
So as it stands, you're actually down in 7th, but you've got 2 games in hand at this stage of the season. Okay. So things not looking amazing, but I think things are okay. Good run of results.
And where are United at this point?
So hang on, let me go back to the previous page. United are still 9th.
Wow.
But they've got games in hand too.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it's weird that there's lots of some teams play 8, some teams play 7, some teams play 6.
Yeah.
So
and I tell you what United used to do, because Sir Alex Ferguson always used to say, didn't he, that the season doesn't really start.
United have always been the second
half of the season team. Yeah. And look what's happening with City now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They just are there, aren't they?
I know.
They come, they're maybe a few points back.
It's inevitable though.
They close in, then the pressure builds, and then Liverpool and Arsenal losing at home.
I know.
I mean, Liverpool in particular to Crystal Palace, following their 3-0 defeat in the Europa.
You know what? I think the 2 games against United, as terrible as we have been for a lot of the season, beating them 4-3 and then getting a draw had really, really stamped on their momentum, I think.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying not to smile as I'm saying this. I'm such a bastard. Klopp's final season at Liverpool looks like it's going to end with just the Carabao Cup. Oh, isn't that sad?
Well, you never know. I mean,
I don't. I can't see City. I can't see City throwing it away now. I said this in Austria to some people. It's like Arsenal, I said they will fuck up at some point because they just do. There's always that chance, I think, with Arsenal that they just will, which is a shame because of all the three teams, I'd actually prefer them to win.
I want Arsenal to win the others. I really do.
And Liverpool, I thought, well, I didn't think they'd lose at home to Crystal Palace for sure. But City, they're inevitable, aren't they? They just are. Like, I don't know.
But Arsenal losing 2-0 to Villa.
That was damaging, really damaging. Arteta was fuming after the game as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think he's fantastic, Arteta.
I do like him, actually. I've started watching the City docuseries on Netflix, actually, as much as it pains me to say. There's a series about their treble-winning season. It is interesting. Guardiola is an intense human being. Oh my God.
He really is, isn't
he? So intense.
I mean, you don't want to mess with him, do you?
No. Yeah. Anyway, so back to the league. Away against Portsmouth, it's a 2-1 win. Ribery returns to his first game of the season after injury. Then home against Spurs, 3-0. Frank Ribery with a double. And Kaká gets a goal as well. He's back in the team too.
It's a lovely blend, isn't it? Ribery and Kaká.
Yeah. But you are suffering with injuries. In the next game against City, away, it says 9 first-team players unavailable through illness and injury.
No.
And you lose 2-0.
9?
9.
Do I list them, or does it just say 9?
It just says 9 first-team players.
So what's the lineup then?
So I'm exactly
unrecognisable.
Well, I'm actually very confused about the goalkeeper situation here, Bob.
Right.
Because I guess I must be out somehow. So I'm the first choice goalkeeper in the North London world, just to let everybody know.
Yeah.
So I'm number 1, M. Harris in the lineup, right? But for this game, it says that number 24, Miles, is in goal. Who is that? Have you just invented somebody?
I think I've just invented somebody.
I'm trying to look back, see if he's made another appearance, but no, this is the only time.
Just go back to the front page again and look at the squad.
What, is there a 20? Oh, there is. There's a 24 Miles in the squad.
Who's that?
18 years old, plays one game. You've just, what you've done, what's happened here is we've obviously got, North London have had so many injuries that you've had to draft in some randomer from the academy called Miles.
How old would you have been there?
It says 18. Then? Oh, me, as in real me, 29.
So 2008-9.
Oh, in real life.
In real life.
I would be 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have an explanation for this.
I think that's what it is.
I think sometimes
in Football Manager that happens as well. But it's like you
and I've just made
make some stupid mistake or like with the squad, or there are just too many injuries to field a full 11. You just have to bring somebody in from the academy. Yeah. So clearly Miles, whoever that was, is the only appearance ever for North London.
Yeah, but he's got a sort of almost squad number, 24.
24. Yeah. Anyway, 2-0 loss is the result of that game.
And who's that against again?
Against Man City. So it leaves you down in 5th. Okay. You are 5 points off top, and everybody's played the same amount of games now. Liverpool at top of the table at this point in time. They'd have second Chelsea, third. Oh, I remember this. Do you remember when Hull City had that random amazing start to a season? They're not, are they? They're third now.
They're third.
They had players like was it Giovanni they had, and maybe Mohamed Diame at that point. Players like that in the team.
Wow.
Anyway, there you go. So down in 5th for now, Bob. But it's not the end of the world. 5 points off top. So I guess at this point we're now entering October. So how?
So
let's go over to our Champions League correspondent, Bob Harris, who's got the European results.
Indeed, I have
to my left.
And we have our first game at home in the group stage against Fiorentina.
Okay.
Bayern Munich are also in our group. And Steaua Bucharest.
Oh, me and Dylan went to watch Steaua Bucharest recently.
Yes, you did, didn't you?
In Bucharest.
Yes.
Absolutely mad atmosphere. Incredible.
So we win the first game, and it is the back four, I think, looks pretty impressive, actually. Yep. Freddie Haynes is
first
amazingly only at this moment on the subs bench for this match. I think he was injured previously.
Okay.
So the back four is Booker, Hofland, Pepe, and David Bennett.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-1-3-2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we won 3-2.
Wow.
And Ian Giggs scores his 100th goal for the club.
His 100th goal?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, what a return. For those of you that don't follow us on socials, by the way, if you're not following us on socials, what are you doing? At Game No Halves, our brilliant editor Richard has started coming up with these like Panini-esque stickers for some of the players.
Yes.
And Ian Giggs is one of the featured ones on there right now. This is Ryan Giggs's fake twin brother.
Yes.
Who, funny enough, plays exactly the same sort of game that Ryan Giggs does. 100 goals for North London, though. Wow.
Yeah. And I tell you what, this was a hell of an exciting match because...
So 3-2 it finishes.
3-2 it finishes, but we were 2-1 up.
Yeah.
And then Fiorentina get a goal in the 90th minute to equalise. Dylan gets the winning goal 3 minutes into extra time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dylan, this is my younger brother, Dylan.
Yeah. So the final score was 3-2.
What a win. What a win.
And then a big one. Oh, my goodness, this is huge. We go to Bayern Munich.
A quick digression, by the way. What about Bayer Leverkusen?
Oh.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Incredible. Xabi Alonso is... Right, do you think... So if they do an unbeaten treble...
Yeah.
So if they, I don't think they will. I think now that they've won the league, I think they're going to lose a game or two in the league because I think they're just going to drop off there.
Yeah.
But if they did, Bundesliga, German Cup, and the Europa League, and didn't lose a game, is that the greatest ever achievement in football?
It would be until Pep wins a second consecutive treble.
Don't. If I don't want to live in a world where City wins 2 trebles in a row.
I know.
The one thing I do think about City winning everything is I don't think anyone really cares. Like they've bought all this, they bought all these players. They've breached FFP. I don't know. I feel like even the treble last year, I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. They've done it. Like,
I've got to say
cares?
though, Miles, in that FFP,
yeah,
how many things can people invent to begin to try and wreck football?
I think I think the premise of FFP,
Everton today, literally today, have put in a they've appealed against their 2-point reduction. Now it's very, very unlikely that the whole thing of processing with Forest and everything else is going to be concluded
by the end of the season.
Before the end of the season.
It's just crazy, isn't it? I know.
So the relegation places are the relegation places until people start messing with what are we playing football for now?
Yeah, I know.
And these rules are so kind of random anyway.
Well, it seems
and they're about to change them.
And it's something for some teams and not for others. Like, how come Everton and Forest have been so strictly punished so quickly?
Yes.
When City have got literally 115 breaches from that time ago. It's still not happened.
That's why they're taking such a long time. Yeah, because with the 115 breaches, it's taken them so long to go through them all. But then what?
If I was a Forest or an Everton fan, I'd be very aggrieved at the way that's all gone down.
But then you've got to say also, if City do get penalised, if it's pro rata, then they could lose 10 or 15 points, or they're even talking about disqualification and relegation and all that kind of stuff. It's making a mockery.
It is because there's also talk of backdating the charges. It goes back to seasons where it goes back to the Aguero moment where United would have won the league that season, but apart from the Aguero goal,
yes.
And so if they were breaching FFP and then they're due points deductions for that season, what do we retrospectively win the title and take it away from City? It's just
this in VAR.
Yeah, I know.
And you've got the perfect storm, haven't you, for wrecking football?
Yeah.
I absolutely hate VAR, even when it works in the favour of your team.
Yeah,
I think it's just so wrong.
It removes so much excitement, and
it does.
And also the thing is, like, I do think wrong decisions kind of balance themselves out over the course of a season, like without VAR intervening. It's like 6 of one thing and half a dozen of the other. They do kind of just balance out over a season, I think.
And everybody accepted that happened.
Yeah, the thing is with VAR now, like there's a particular one, I'm forgetting the teams now, but it was at Aston Villa where there was a goal that went in. The goalkeeper kind of took the ball over the line with him, but it didn't register and VAR didn't see it. And so roundabout way of doing things, but a team got relegated and it was by 2 points, which would have been saved if VAR did its job properly. And they had to come out and apologise afterwards. And it's so stupid that like there's still going to be that side to it. It doesn't matter how much we try to technology up football.
Yeah,
there's still going to be human error. And so what's the point?
Goal line technology.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the ball crosses the
and
line.
I think the
split second.
Also, the semi-automated offside thing that they're going to bring in finally to Premier League next year, I think will be a lot better than the VAR thing now, because it's they used it in the World Cup.
But the key phrase for me in all of this is clear and obvious.
Yeah.
And it takes them 5 minutes at the moment to establish that the nail on my little finger there is just offside.
I know.
That's not clear and obvious.
No, it's not.
That's pedantic beyond belief.
I think this coming from my world of cameras and stuff and videography, that the replays that they show for the VAR offside calls, so the cameras are only going to be rolling at 25 frames a second or whatever it is for the standard output to PAL in Britain. So the amount of time a player is making contact with the ball is not going to be very clear with that frame rate. If you have a really high frame rate, you'd be able to see the exact split second the ball leaves the player's foot. But with the frame rates of the cameras as they are, it's so juttery that one frame the ball will be making contact with the foot, the next frame it won't be. But actually, there's going to be a period of time in between that where you could move the replay back to, and the guy would be just onside by that point. And so it's kind of flawed. Anyway, yes. I think this time next year, I think the semi-automated thing is going to make things a lot better with the offsides.
Also, just finally, but you'd hope that all of this would somehow take pressure off referees.
Yeah, it makes it worse, doesn't it?
It makes it worse.
Yeah.
And being a referee now, I think, is because the technology is overruling his decisions.
And as much as they would say that it doesn't affect them, as a referee, if you're on the pitch and you say that is a penalty or that's not, and you get asked to go to the monitor and you've very clearly got to overturn your decision, that's going to be an ego denter, isn't it? Oh. And then for the rest of the game, that will be playing on their minds.
Well, they're all going...
I know.
At them.
I know. Oh, God.
Anyway.
Let's get back to pre-VAR times, Bob, shall we, in the North London universe?
And the innocence of the North London fixture list, yes.
Yeah. So what's next in Europe? So next in Europe, massive game against Bayern Munich, wasn't it?
Bayern Munich, a 3-0 away win.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Torres with 2.
Yeah.
And Weber again. He's
Weber's getting a lot of goals, isn't he? Yeah.
Start to the season.
So who is Weber then?
Jake Weber. Who is Roy Weber's son. Now, Jake played, because they're from Yorkshire, Jake played for a youth team in Leeds. Yeah. And for a while was really good.
And just explain to the audience who Roy is.
Roy Weber was the lead singer of a band I produced in the 70s.
Not an ex-footballer, as some of you might have been thinking there.
Wally.
Yeah, anyway, so it's his son. So a family friend, really.
I co-produced their first 2 albums with Rick Wakeman.
Yeah. Well, Roy is my godfather.
Yes, he is.
So good to see Jake popping up with some goals from midfield in the team.
Well, Roy wanted to call Jake Red.
Yeah.
After Man United. But Jake's mum, Karen, didn't allow it. But I mean, what a great name, Red Weber.
Red Weber is a cool name, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah. It really is.
It really is. Red Weber.
But anyway, he's doing really well, isn't he? So Torres scores his first goals of the season.
Wow.
And Jake Weber scores his first European goal.
Nice.
He'd scored some goals in the league, but not in Europe. This was the,
I love it. And then so the next group stage game
is against Star Bucharest. We're away against Star Bucharest.
Yeah, a very aggressive atmosphere, I'd imagine, in Romania.
It was a hostile atmosphere, and we played a 4-1-4-1.
Oh, wow. Quite attacking
lineup.
Then.
Well, yeah, but it was, blimey. In fact, Jake Webb was the only holding midfield player, and then the attacking 4 was the Gaiax, the Swiss guy we mentioned, who Ribery came on for him after 60 minutes, Kaka, Arshavin, and Ian Giggs.
That is an attacking team.
Wow.
And what was the score?
0-0.
Oh, with all that attacking intent as well.
Yeah,
it's
funny, isn't
it? So back into the league then, Father. Home game against Sunderland. Dylan Harris and David Villa with the goals there.
Yep.
Then home against Arsenal, 1-1 draw, Fernando Torres. And then away against Wigan, a 2-0 victory. Weber, again, banging the goals in. And Fernando Torres in the 76th minute with his 50th goal, which I assume is for North London. Here you go. Okay, Bob, if we're going on for our Premier League goal scorers quiz.
Okay.
Fernando Torres is an interesting one. How many goals do you reckon he got in the Premier League?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, dear. Well, he was incredibly prolific for Liverpool, wasn't he? Right.
Yeah, because so he was at Liverpool for how many seasons, do you think? 3?
Yeah, that's where he was most prolific.
And then Chelsea for probably a couple more from there.
Yeah. Funnily enough.
It's tough. That's tough, you know.
Yeah. I'm going to go 130.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, my thinking is whether he's in the 100 club. Let's say he's had 5 seasons in the Prem. So he'd have to average 20 goals a season for those 5 seasons, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would.
I reckon I'm going to go like... I don't know what to say.
Are you indecisive? Yes and no.
Yeah. I'm going to say 105.
Okay.
Yeah? So what did you say, 130?
I said 130, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, wow. 85 he got altogether. That's interesting,
That's
isn't it?
not many, is it?
So 212 appearances, 85 goals and 29 assists for Fernando Torres.
That's not a very impressive scoring rate.
0.4 goals per game.
It was because of Chelsea,
It was.
Yeah, he was so hot when he was at Liverpool.
Yeah.
And he was very hot when he was at North London as well.
Oh, clearly. All right,
so that puts you 2-1 ahead.
That points. That makes it 2-1 to me.
Yeah.
So let's say if we do
best of 5. Got 2 more to do.
Yeah, best of 5. We'll go best of 5. So we'll come up with some more later on.
Okay.
Anyway, Torres for you has just scored his 50th goal. So things are going well.
Yep.
It means that North London are in 3rd, but you do have 2 games in hand over Liverpool and Chelsea, who've both got 33 points. You are on 25.
Okay.
So 8 points back. So
wow.
So you're still not quite in the run for the title. What we'll do with this episode again, by the way, is we'll go to sort of the halfway point of the season and then pick it up again.
Yes.
Next episode. So we're approaching December 2008. So what's going on in the group stage then, Bob? So we played our first 3 games of the group.
Well, having drawn 0-0 away from home against Steaua Bucharest, we then bring them back to the Livingston Stadium and we draw 2-2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting indeed.
Ribery and Arshavin got our goals.
Okay.
And it was 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. That's how the scoring went.
Right.
But now... I mentioned this in the last episode.
Yeah.
For the next match, we create an attacking formation and sensational performance, which produces biggest ever European away win.
Wow.
On a night where everything went right.
Yeah, go on.
Goals by Toklev, who got a hat-trick.
Wow.
Villa, who got 2, one of which was from a corner kick.
Okay.
David Bennett, who scored on the 72nd minute.
Yeah.
And Frank Ribery rounded off the scoring on the 84th minute. Yeah. Fiorentina 0, North London 7.
It is a night where everything went right, isn't it? Wow, goodness me. 7-0 away from home.
7-0 away from home.
That is mental. So that gives you a good chance of qualifying now. So you've got the last group stage game against Bayern, right? Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're there, really, pretty much. We beat Bayern 2-0 with Jake Webber getting both the goals.
There you go.
Yeah.
From midfield again.
From midfield again.
He's popping up with a load, you know.
So we finished up top of the table.
Well, fair. Fair.
Yeah.
Even with those 2 draws against Steaua Bucharest, it doesn't really matter in the end, does it?
No.
Good stuff. All right.
So then we're about to
so who have you got
Sporting
in
Lisbon
in
the last
round.
16.
So we'll come to that next episode and we'll see how we do there. Into the league now. Mm-hmm. Man United away. This is a big one.
Right.
2-2 it finishes. Kaká with a double.
Okay.
You've then got West Brom at home. 3-0 win there. David Villa, Toklev and Kaká.
Yep.
And then a game at home against Hull City. And that ends 1-0 to North London with Toklev getting the goal. So it means you're still back in 3rd.
Yes.
5 points off top with a game in hand.
Okay.
So still all to play for as we approach the turn of the year.
Yes.
So the final few fixtures of 2008, you got Newcastle away, and it's another draw. David Villa with the only goal for you, 1-1.
Okay.
Then home against Fulham, Kaká with a double. Andrade from a corner kick and Toklev make it a 4-0 win.
Oh, yes.
Very, very good. Kaká scores his 100th goal for the club in all competitions.
Wow.
Andrade scores his first ever goal. Mm-hmm. Wonderful, fluid attacking performance, it says here. Interesting team. I'm looking at it now, thinking if there's anybody in the squad, actually, that we could do our goals game on. And I think Andrei Arshavin might be an interesting shout. Andrei Arshavin, how many Premier League goals do you reckon he got?
Well,
in real life?
72.
Oh, Okay. I think you've gone a bit big there, to be honest, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he got 24.
Oh, okay.
For me.
Wow.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Andrei Arshavin, official Premier League website, got 23!
Oh, my goodness.
So close!
Oh, that was you 3-1 up.
Oh, well, I've claimed victory in that case, haven't I?
You have.
For the first
I'm obviously over-egging, aren't I?
He played 105 games, 23 goals, 20 assists. I can't believe I was one off.
One off, God.
I wonder whether we should change up the scoring for the next episode. Well, maybe not. No, I was going to say getting bang on should maybe be more than 3 points, considering how difficult it is. But no, let's keep it as 3.
Okay.
And speaking of 3, I'm 3-1 up as it stands in the Premier League goals game, Bob.
You are.
Well, we'll do one more at the very end of the episode, and we'll see if you can make it back.
This is some compensation for your defeat on guesstimators.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, actually, the in between episodes, me and Bob were on a podcast called Guesstimators, which was very good fun.
It was brilliant fun.
We had a competition.
I listened to it again driving up to London yesterday, because going up to see the Fast Show, I listened to it en route.
Nice.
It was fabulous. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's really good. But you did beat me, unfortunately.
I did. But you're exacting your revenge, Miles.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
so listen to this then, Bob. Final game of the year is away against Blackburn Rovers.
Yep.
And you win 2-1.
Okay.
Frank Ribery, David Villa with the goals. And it says here, hard-fought win takes team to the top of the Premiership for the first time for 17 months.
Whoa.
Since winning the title in May 2007.
Wow.
And you're top of the league on goal difference. You've got a plus 19 goal difference. Liverpool have got the same amount of points, 39 with a plus 15. And Chelsea are only 1 point back with a plus 29 goal difference. So going into the new year, the title race is
wide
it's a
open.
3-horse race.
Yeah.
As we go into it.
You see, this endorses the realism
of
of this league, and how it is not a foregone conclusion that North London are just going to win everything, because they actually don't.
There you go. So turn of the year, it's all to play for in the Premier League. Obviously, we're in the knockouts.
Because just to re-explain, but so my scores get inserted into the actual table. And this is the one thing where it gets a little bit complicated, because say I play Chelsea and I beat Chelsea. In theory, therefore, Chelsea don't get 3 points. But if in their real fixture they win, so in other words, this season, for example, I'm taking the fixtures of Luton Town.
Yeah.
So if I beat Chelsea as North London, I take 3 points. But if they beat Luton in the Prem, they get 3 points. So that's the only. I tried it by, taking off their 3. It just got so complicated that I can do it in the Champions League because it's only 6 matches.
Yeah.
But you can't do it over 38. You just can't keep track of it.
It becomes a full-time job then, doesn't it?
It really, really does. Yeah. So whatever North London have got, whatever their scores bring them, that's where they go on the table. It just
gets added to the real Premier League table.
That's right.
Fair enough. All right, so Bob, before we see the episode out, you've got a chance to redeem yourself and get a consolation point in the Premier League goals game.
Yes.
Who are you choosing?
Frank Lampard.
Lampard?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. How many Premier League goals did Frank Lampard score?
Yes. I'm jotting down the name. Right,
Blimey.
okay.
So it's my turn to guess first, isn't it?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, Frank Lampard. It's got to be a lot.
It has, isn't it?
It's got to be a fair amount, I'm going to go like 163.
Okay, I'm going to go 181.
Okay.
Wow.
Ready then?
Yeah, go on.
Frank Lampard scored 177. So that means you were just closer.
Just closer.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
177.
So 2-3.
So 3-2 it finishes.
Is
all right. Well, a good game.
That's not bad, is it?
I like this game. If you played along at home, let us know on socials how you did.
Yes.
In terms of Premier League goals. But so Frank Lampard scored 177 in 609 appearances with 102 assists as well.
Wow.
Pretty amazing. He must be one of a very, very few select players that have scored over 100 goals and got over 100 assists in the Premier League.
So we leave us in the Champions League.
Yep. So you're
about to play Sporting Lisbon.
Yep.
And we leave us in the
Premier League top on goal difference.
For the first time in 17 months.
Yeah. So there's a lot to go through for next episode. Make sure you join us then. Thank you so much for listening and for watching on socials if you've been doing that as well. Don't forget to follow us on social media, by the way, at A Game of No Halves.
Yes.
To see clips of the podcasts and little Panini stickers of all the players and lots of other fun stuff.
And hopefully the Scholes volleys.
Yeah. They'll be on there. And you need to let us know which goals that we should try and recreate in the garden as well between this and the next episode. Otherwise, if you're enjoying the podcast, please rate us 5 stars and subscribe. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Any parting words, Bob?
No, but I'm very excited by the matches against Sporting Lisbon because they're kind of our neighbour team down in our...
in the training camp.
In the training camp.
Yeah, true.
So they join us quite often. So how it's going to pan out in the Sunshine Derby.
There you go.
We'll see in the next episode.
We'll find out then. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.